everybody, Mike Arnold here, co-founder of Path Trading Partners, along with Bob Iacchino. Sorry if it's a little somber today, my dog just passed away, but I wanted to get a video out to everybody because we had a pretty big sell-off in some of the cryptos, so pretty much across the board. So we came down to Bitcoin, hit this 10,601 level, GAN projection from the highs on the 5th to this pause bar low, came back up 8 or sort of moved sideways. 8 came. This is a great example of pushing the price. Came back down, then we did a projection from this because we had the little pause, gave us this 10,425, hitting that level, bouncing back up, 8 pushing the price, then it just collapsed. So what are we watching for now? There's no high probability reversal pattern yet. We're going to be watching back down here. You see where it ended up 9,400. That there was, let me just take some of this off. Sorry about that. This was the last major buying position back at the end of February where people bought some up. And we talked about that reversal pattern back then. So that held here. Now it's rallying back up. We're going to be watching key areas to watch for on a rally back up. If it gets back to 10,003, we'll probably have it loop back in with the rotation zone, and that's a prior support becoming resistance area. So that's a key thing to watch for on a rally up. If it can't get that high and 8 or just move sideways and 8 comes down to push the price again, so watch for that. Then we'd watch for a retest of these lows at 9,400. Right now, by the way, it's holding at the 200 simple moving average. We spiked below it, but that many times we'll see that and it's holding. You can see that was support, resistance, and it finally got through and became, now it's support again. So keep an eye out for that on the daily chart. If we push back down to this next major level, if we break down below these most recent lows, this 92.83, we'll be watching for 91.12, which is a GAN level projected from the highs to the most recent lows. And then we have this big cluster in here. This is pretty major prior breakout zone, and we have a 50% retracement level from the big sell-off, and we have a rising 200 simple moving average on the daily, and we have another GAN projection. So 88.25 to 88.94 is going to be very key should this head lower. Again, we're probably going to get the first cross the rotation zone on the daily unless we get a super strong rally. So we'll have the rotation zone against us on the daily and the 4 hours. So now it's just being patient and waiting for a high probability reversal pattern. Switching over to Bitcoin Cash, we hit our next levels and then tanked like everything else through them. This could have also been then reprojected down just in case. But it gave us a nice cluster here at this 1100 level, but still went below that. What's interesting is if you look back over here, back in beginning of February, that's where buyers stepped in here, and we got this nice quick move back to rotation zone. They seem to step in here again. There's no buying pattern here. On a rally up, watch for, if we do have a stronger rally up, watch for 1134 being very key resistance. If we move sideways, and watch, like I talked about in Bitcoin, watch for the 8 to come down and then possibly press price lower. The next major levels down, we can go from this high to this low and see where the next major levels down. Why don't we look at that on the daily chart and see if that lines up with anything. So right now we're just in this big green candle. The bottom level is the prior breakout zone you see over here back from the beginning of February. So intermediate level, if we push lower, 996, then 962. Again, no real reversal pattern yet. And we have major resistance on a rally up at 1167. Remember, the rotation zone is against it. So if it does rally up, we'll be watching to see what it does at the 8. But the 8 may join it near this resistance, this prior support becoming resistance level. Switching over to Bitcoin Gold, you see came down, found support at this cluster, moved sideways again, actually hitting this next little lower level, got 8 catching up, 8 pushing the price, pretty much closing on this 95.26 level after a spike down, coming back up, 8 pushing the price, projecting from this high here that started this really breakout move to this low, gave us 86.73. It spiked below that. Now it's holding at that level. Just going to update and drag this down to see what the next levels will be below that. Let me take off a couple of these other things. Just bear with me for a second. Just wanted to leave them up there So we could be on the same page. We're getting a minor divergence, but again, no real buying pattern. I want to see what happens if we retest this 85 level, maybe loop back up and retest this 85 level, or move sideways and see what happens when the 8 comes down. Let's check in on the daily chart. So on our daily chart, let me expand it. Rotation zones clearly against us on the daily chart. I can pull those levels too. All right, well, we have a strong cluster now here at 81.63. So if we do head lower, 81.63 is a key level to watch for, than 78.26. This is also the area that a lot of buyers stepped in back at the beginning of February. So keep that in mind. So we have for you on this Bitcoin update tonight, and we'll talk to everyone soon. Bye for now.